This is your psychic girlfriend, Robin Richardson. And if you're like me, you're interested in how the universe works and in all things mystical. So let's explore it together. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. Hello, welcome back to my channel, and I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, and today I am diving into a very intense and yet important episode. And this is a psychic breakdown of the felony indictments against Laura Owens. I've been following this case for a while, a couple years now. And I thought, well, you know what? Why don't we see what the psychic insights might be for this? I've been a psychic since 1990, and let's hope that my predictions are correct, but let's see. All right. So if you're new to the channel or new to this particular case, here's a little summary. Laura Owens is facing multiple felony charges stemming from her involvement in a high-profile legal scandal, initially tied to false claims involving the former Bachelor contestant and lead, no, he was just the lead, Clayton Echard. The case has since expanded to include a pattern, alleged fraud, document forgery, perjury, and evidence tampering. According to a May 6th press release from the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, she was indicted by a grand jury on 7 felony counts. Yikes. Including one of fraudulent schemes and artifices, most serious stuff, I'm telling you. Anyway. What began as a personal controversy has unfolded into deeper investigation by citizens, potential long-term manipulation, deception, and legal misconduct. And per the press release, investigators found that between May 2023 and June 2024, Laura altered an ultrasound, fabricated a pregnancy video, and lied multiple times under oath. According to the May 6th press release issued by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office in Arizona, Laura has been indicted by a grand jury on 1 count of fraudulent schemes. It's a Class 2 felony. 1 count of forgery. That's a Class 4 felony. 4 counts of perjury, that's a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, and that's a Class 6 felony. Now, I used cards because, like I said, like I've mentioned this in this episode and the others, I've been following this case for a while. This is my personal opinion, my personal psychic insights. And for this particular, taking a look at these felony indictments, I have used the Lenormand cards, which I love. They're my favorites. They're pretty. And so I also use my intuition to psychically tune into how each may unfold during the upcoming legal processes. So let's dive in. It's a lot. All right, so and those of you who love your Lenormand cards, I'm going to tell you which cards came up for each count and how I'm interpreting them, okay? So for the charge 1, which is fraudulent schemes and artifices, I hope I'm saying this right. I don't get in trouble. So, I'm a first child. I don't get in trouble. Anyway, this is the most serious of charges. And I pulled the bear, child, lily, birds, and letter. So the bear shows the prosecution will take this very seriously. Child plus lily suggests the fraudulent actions may have started small or were framed as innocent, but are actually part of a long-term pattern. And we've seen this. It's all over the internet. So this is something that the cards are confirming. The lily also points to ethics and false appearance of maturity or legitimacy. The birds and letter show conversations, digital communications, and paperwork will expose this scheme. This may include interviews, emails, text messages, and official documents that contradict her story. She will likely minimize this with a naivety defense, like I didn't know better, or it was a misunderstanding, but the documents will speak for themselves. Now, birds also suggest some hesitation among witnesses, and we've kind of seen this, that there are some people who are very unwilling to come and talk because they're afraid of her or her family. My feeling is there's going to be more victims coming up. I feel like some of her close inner circle will have to speak against her, and this is very uncomfortable for everyone. But they will ultimately speak up, so this is good news. The letter confirms that the paper trail is the key, and my feeling is that, not only things that we have already seen, but things that are going to come up as a result of this investigation. And this is what could seal the charge. This charge, I believe, will stick and will serve as the backbone for the rest of this case. All right, so charge 2 is forgery, and the cards I pulled up were coffin, sun, key, and bouquet, and this is key, so you kind of see, I didn't pull all the cards up to prepare for this, but if you have Lenormand cards, you can check them out. So forgery here relates to a document that was meant to sway public or legal opinion. We've already seen that. Garden plus coffin suggests that this was a falsified evidence designed to end scrutiny or cover up another issue. Something created to silence doubt or close a chapter. Now, this could be the Fiverr sonogram. There's a few other things that she altered. It could be the HGCG test that she altered. And the fake baby bump. So there's some things here, like pictures of that. And her sister's, the video, her sister and her dad's touching her sister's belly, and she made it to seem that it was hers. Now, this is all alleged. Again, my opinion, just stuff on the internet that I've seen, and stuff that has come out in her trials, her two other legal cases that she lost in relationship to this. All right. So the sun plus the key says it will be undeniably proven. So this will be a breakthrough moment in the court. There may be a forensic examination of the document, the metadata, or side-by-side comparisons with originals that showed deceptions early. So this is kind of cool because these are things that the Redditors, the Justice for Clayton group of people that were interested in justice, people who watch Dave Neal, Megan Fox, Reality Steve. These are all people that have been covering this case relentlessly. I'm sure I missed other people. Laura Owens. So if you are interested in this case, go check out their playlists. Buckle in, because it's interesting if you're interested in this kind of thing. I would say the bouquet reveals that she may have used this forgery to gain favor or sympathy, which is probably true, and it was something meant to appear polished or sincere, but ultimately fake. The exposure of this act will be public, and it already is, and quite humiliating for her. This charge likely sticks and becomes crucial in establishing her intent and character. So I think they're going to really try to get that. Charges 3 through 6 is also perjury. There's 4 counts of this. The cards were sun, crossroads, heart, cross, and mice. Now, perjury is lying under oath, and these cards confirm that multiple lies were told, especially tied to emotional manipulation. And crossroads indicates that she had multiple opportunities to tell the truth, and this is true. You can see this through the history. Instead, she made different choices to serve her different outcomes. So, heart plus cross suggests that some of her lies were emotionally manipulative. They were designed to get sympathy or portray herself as a victim. And they weren't just tactical lies, but they were emotionally charged ones, making them spiritually heavier for her. So if you saw my first video about her sentencing, which I'm kind of going backwards, there's some spiritual behind the scenes things that are going. There's some spiritual lessons being learned, and we'll talk more on that in other episodes. But I touched on that in my previous episode. All right. So let's see. The mice indicate erosion. Not all 4 counts may hold, and the defense may be able to weaken some of them, but at least 1 or 2 will stick, particularly those backed by written or recorded contradictions. Now, the sun guarantees at least 1 major lie will be exposed clearly. These charges may not be the most severe, but they will critically damage her credibility in court and the public eye. And I think a lot of that is going to occur with the prosecution is to very much undermine her credibility with evidence. So, and I think too that they will try to, the defense will try to not have a lot of this evidence admitted. I guess I'm not a legal person, but that's how I see it. All right. Now, charge 7, tampering with physical evidence. I pulled the cards Lily, Ring, Moon, House, and Key. And this charge is rooted in something being hidden or altered, likely to be tied to a relationship agreement or document. Well, that'll be interesting because she tried to use her pregnancy and willingness to have an abortion if Clayton would date her. So there was a lot of manipulation here. There's also some other things that came to light about how she was trying to sue him for 1.6 million. I don't know what it is, like something like that, to drop the case. It's like, okay, this lady's got some issues. Anyway, Lily plus Ring suggests that this is about something long-term or official contract, communication, or agreement central to her narrative. So, let's look for that. Moon plus House indicates concealment, possibly of digital records, messages, or objects hidden in a private or domestic setting. So I feel like they found when her home was allegedly raided, that there were things that they found that even we haven't seen. So this should be interesting. The motive feels reputational and a desire to protect her image. That's what's all important to her, is how she looks, which if it were me, I probably would have handled the situation a little differently. I don't know. We'll talk about her her motives, like what I feel her motives were, in another episode, because I think she, as crazy it sounds, this is fascinating to me. and fascinating and interesting in the sense that she went to great lengths, and she keeps playing the victim, and she doesn't take accountability. And, you know, healthy people would be like, you know what? I'm in too deep. I've had many opportunities. I'm just going to come clean, suck it up, face the music, and move on with my life. But this woman keeps really ruining her own life. All right, so the key says tampering will be discovered, because key always opens something, and it will become an important piece of the puzzle. It could be metadata, undeleted files, or something recovered from a location tied to her. And honestly, I am psyched to see this information. I really want to see it. Though a lower level felony, this charge reinforces the pattern calculated deceit and strengthens the prosecution's overall narrative. So we got to look for that, right? All right, here's my closing thoughts. Each of the charges carries a different weight, but together they form a powerful pattern. Fraud and forgery will likely be the strongest pillars of this prosecution. Perjury damages her credibility, and tampering reveals intent to mislead. Psychically, I feel like while Laura may try to minimize, delay, or spin the situation, she won't escape consequences. And as I said in my other video about her sentencing, you're going to have to go and listen to that. You know, some of the charges may stick, and some of them may not. But they definitely will shape her legal and reputational fate. So let me know what you think in the comments. Which charges do you think are the strongest? Do you think she'll be held accountable? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because I am going to be glued to this case as it unfolds, and energetically give my psychic thoughts. And this is just a snapshot of what I think is going to happen. I think we have like a year till her trial, but things could move quickly. My feeling is it may move quickly. So, you know, let's hopefully we don't have to wait a year. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll continue to follow this, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, where I'll be talking about different things, like her possible motive, like what possibly happened to her, you know, that fractured her spiritually, like what's going to happen this year for Clayton, and what's going to happen for Laura this year, and other like things that come to my attention or interest. And I am going to do like a full one on the financial situation, because I think that is fascinating. So that's starting to come up in the media, more focus on the financial situation of the Owens family, whether or not the parents know and have enabled her, which it seems like they have. But what does Jan know, and what does Ron know? That's what I'm going to like psychically kind of connect to, and you can find that in some of the next ones. So thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I'll see you in the next one.